So ornery, Margie. You're such an ornery girl. I was told you're so ornery and mischievous like Calvin. I found a T-shirt of Calvin and Hobbes that a girl I went to high school for me got me for my 16th birthday. She'd gone to San Francisco and knew I liked Calvin and Hobbes a lot, and there was a street artist painting T-shirts of Calvin and Hobbes, so she got me that one. So she got it for me. 16. I'm not good at math. $36 ago, I've had this Calvin and Hobbes T-shirt. Let me go grab it real quick. It's right here. I found it. I found this shirt. This is my Marlboro shirt. It says Marlboro on it. See, it's my Marlboro shirt. This is like 60s or 70s. I used to thrift shop when I was in the Air Force. New Life Thrift in Bellevue. I filled this fucking thing out. I posted a picture on TikTok. Actually, I think I'm gonna post it as my thumbnail on this video, maybe. But this is me. I found these pictures recently. And this is me in 2006, I think. Like, this is Mr. Iski's 50th birthday. So that's me in this shirt. Look, I got black eyeliner on. No other makeup. Just black eyeliner. I wasted my damn looks is what I did. I'm gonna go grab this T-shirt quick. I have to go slow because I'm gonna trip and fall down. Bust my knee. I get excited when I think about things, and then I think they're lost, and then I find them. So this is my Calvin and Hobbes shirt from 36 years ago. I got it for my 16th birthday. A street artist in San Francisco did it. I got that spirit, that cantankerous ornery. We're not malicious. I never got down with that Calvin peeing on stuff. I was not a kid. Give me a break. Like, the things that, the grossness people let themselves evolve things into because they have gross habits. Taos smells like pee everywhere now because people just pee on the street instead of giving them more accessible public restrooms. Just put porta potties everywhere for Pete's sake. So someone, because dudes are lazy and they'd rather, I'm not gonna walk over there when I can piss in this corner. I'll just mark my territory. I'll just let the world know that I was here. It's fucking gross. I just saw a TikTok. Some lady came to Taos and was not impressed. Found out the gorge is a portal of death where people travel parts and wide. I want to have a pop-up dance party at the gorge, and I'll get some tacos from some local restaurants, maybe some burgers, and see if I gotta get a permit from the city. I can't believe thanks for saving us for ourselves and blocking pedestrians. People, dude, stop that. Let people walk across the damn bridge if they want to walk across the damn bridge. Let them do it. It's their free right to do it. If they don't want to live on this stupid planet, then what? You just get tired of fishing them out of the Gorge River? Give me a break. Make a society worth living in. Stop being... New Mexico is the top of the Epstein class. So there's nothing that any administration in this freaking confounded state can do to make it right from being complacent. The last 30 years. giving them ambulances, giving them the free go. Just take our young kids off the street. Do whatever you want with them with their weird little experiments at the Los Alamos lab. Give me a break. Labs run by stupid cousins. Are you kidding me? Then I found my cool little camping kit today too. I love this thing. This thing is like old-timey spoon. This is like, I got the spirit of a hobo, of a traveler. I just don't get to travel around as much as I used to because Mom don't handle traveling around like she used to, so we stay closer to home. I get to go out and go on adventures, and I'm hoping to take her with me as soon as I get this car squared all right. If you live in Taos, never take your shit to Metrics. They're going to let your shit sit in the back lot and then take thousands of dollars from you and not fix your stuff. And then the problems that you go there to have them resolved aren't resolved. And then that eventually... You know what's funny? My brother, like, you can tell who people are when you think about... I didn't do a whole lot of Halloween costumes. I thought it was weird to act like somebody else. I just always thought I should just act like who I was. And for people to be pretend and fake. And then, like, I went to churches where they had haunted houses, and that didn't make sense in my brain, where a young man was laying down with spaghetti and ketchup mimicking entrails at a church. I thought, and I always thought, well, that's not, it was a separation. It was bizarre, you know? And so, but I was like a gypsy. I took my red bouncy ball that we played bombardment and dodgeball, stuff like that. I wrapped it in aluminum foil. That was, you know, because that was my spirit. My brother was a hobo. He had a dog named Hobo. And he actually is a hobo. He just set up himself up to, like, live off the comfort and luxury of others. He's a Virgo. That's what Virgos do. They just kind of ride the curtails of whatever they fall and slide into. Virgos don't like my interpretation because I'm an Aries. But it's my season, so, I mean, fuck it. What do you need? You need pats or you need circles? They're there. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. Virgos trip me out. Like, how many Virgos have picked up a shovel, I wonder? Got, like, splinters in their hand. My brother worked exactly one day of hard work in his life when he was 17, 18 years old. And then he's like, nope, I'm going to use my brain, and I'm never going to... He got heat stroke, so he don't do good with the heat. Once you get a heat stroke, it changes your body chemistry. Once you get a head injury, it changes your brain. You're not the same person. There's so many people on this planet Earth that they've been, like, raised a kind of way with morals and ethics. I'm sure they're everywhere. They're all over New Mexico. People oozing with just urgency to just want to do the moral right thing. Fucking God. Cracks me up, this state. Land of the stupid cousins. I can say that because half the state are like related to, because Mom was born in Cuesta, and that's how they do it. They just have a bunch of children that they can't provide for, and then the children go off willy-nilly and wreak havoc. It's so funny. It's like that everywhere. It's like that in Colorado. It's like that in California. It's like that in Oregon, Washington, every state. Because, see, people are spread thin. People are spread thin all over the United States. Because every day we wake up and we watch how generous we are with other countries. We are so generous with our resources to give to other people so that they can live a quality of life that we should never think that we should deserve as humble Americans. Don't you complain about not having food and a roof over your head, because don't you know we gotta build up over there like Dubai. You got a bunch of fucking Nepo kids with all the advantage and all the privilege, never told no, and they got the big stupid guns. They got bombs. They got, dude, they're playing like a world version of Grand Theft Auto. How come people don't understand that. Like, take their stupid toys away. But you know what happened is my generation of military, I was in 0006. I was Operation Iraqi bullshit. I was on Crete when we did Iraq for no reason, but we wanted their shit. That's the only time. Like, in America, it's unlawful to go into, it's unlawful to walk into somebody's house and take a shit on their floor. You can't do that. You can't stuff your little round face with McDonald's, ball your little freaking trash up, and throw it out the window. That is unlawful. You can't do that. Although America, and all of its limp dickical wisdoms, limp dickical. I used to play Scrabble, and you could make up words as long as you could use the word in a sentence. America is run by limp dickical men that are highly reliant on male enhancement drugs that have not worked. And I've never needed a blue pill to satisfy a gal. I just take them on a date. I used to take girls on dates just so they had an example of how good men should treat them, even if they never dated a woman again. Because once you raise the bar, and then you go out in the world and you see all this subpar, like, mediocre stuff, like, the world of dating is what, like, little shit stains in the fabric of society learn to do. Like these young kids, these little boys, they're out still doing the same thing with their daddy's big trucks that they can't afford the gas in anymore. And they go out and they tell these girls whatever they want, just so they could, do their little bunny thing. And then, put it, I don't know why people are so driven by chasing sensations. The number of STDs in New Mexico, like, do parents not tell their kids that they shouldn't just go around and do a bunch of dirty with a bunch of dirty? Do they not tell them because they're dirty and they did it, so they don't want to, be a hypocrite? Is that why people aren't educated on personal hygiene? Because, they don't want to be, people don't want to be hypocrites? Why can't people just be good at personal hygiene? Why can't that be a thing? Why can't people just not want to go around and put their private parts, rub them on a bunch of strangers' private parts who just go around rubbing, and it's just all a bunch of gross stuff. Then you got a bunch of people who feel bad about themselves because they have something that they can't ever get rid of with an antibiotic. I heard that Robert Phoenix astrologer, we've all had it, everybody's had an STD at some point. Excuse me, sir? What was that? Everybody's had an STD at some point in their life. I would just like to designate myself as an anomaly of that. I have never had a creepy bug. So no, sir, you are an exception to rules that shouldn't be. That's just so gross. Dudes are gross. He's a lech. I mean, and I recognize leches because, see, this is all the stuff I had to overcome because they wanted me to be the Jezebel spirit. No. I always thought sex was stupid. It's a stupid thing. Like, it's a ritual. And some people get to the end place in just different ways, but it's always the same result. I've just watched people, because I go to bars with my friends and watch them want to hook up with people and stuff like that. And it was just so, I've been able to see that bad eyes is something I said since I was a 2-year-old kid. I used to walk up to the TV when we lived in Morro Bay, so 3 age range, and point at the TV when Bill Cosby was doing that show, Kids Say the Darndest Things. And he'd put kids on his lap and he'd ask them questions, and a lot of times these kids would be like squirmy and stuff, like. This guy's creepy. I would do that with people. No, don't touch me. And I'd be like, and I walk up to the TV and go, bad eyes. Bad eyes. I'd say it to people in the grocery store. Bad eyes. Bad eyes. That was like one of the first things. Because one of my favorite first songs was Crystal Gale, Gonna Make Your Brown Eyes Blue. I used to, like, weird kid bounce and sing that at the top of my lungs when that came out. It was, I think, 77. I was 3. Gonna make your brown eyes. Then people would look at me like, look at this uninhibited child. What do we do with that? They've been trying to harness my energy my whole life. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you harness my energy. I'm gonna harness my own shit. So agencies couldn't nab me. I couldn't be recruited. Heck, I didn't even go to my own 21st birthday party at the bar. I missed my own surprise party at the bar. Yeah, exactly. 10 months old, it turns switches on a body. 10 months to, yeah, the earlier, because my mind doesn't remember the event, but my body does. And that's where it gets weird, where I can't talk about it on YouTube. There's stuff I don't talk about on YouTube, but I would talk about it and explain it to be, especially for us people that were given shit when we were in the womb, in vitro, to alter things. So that adds an extra little layer of spicy, of cognitive, what? But see, astrology has saved my life. The comprehension of astrology, like, all these people are talking about this Aries energy. Nothing makes me laugh. Hardly nothing makes me laugh as much as listening to people that don't harness Aries energy try to explain what Aries are. They always talk about how Aries are like the god of war. We're all about war. We don't just go out looking for war. That's stupid. We go out and try to be agreeable. We try to be logical. We try to use our heads. We try to be cool. We try to be decent. And then when we aren't met with that, then there can be no agreement. So if people want to fight about it, then let's go ahead and throw some shit down. Understand, though. I understand there's a lot of people in the world that want to fight. I'm trying to keep the peace. I never got to take jiu-jitsu. I always wanted to take jiu-jitsu. But I have a comprehension of an idea and an understanding of a self-defense method that I've come up through the years of just dudes fucking attacking me and trying shit out. And I'd be like surprised myself, like, holy shit, that works. But I've always been a dancer. I love to dance. Dancing is my exercise. Yeah, there's a chick in Taos that does like a release, but she goes up in there and it doesn't sound, I'm like, no, maybe I'll hang on to it because that sounds worse than the actual. Fuck all that. Nope. No, I've been tortured too much. I don't need more torture to release torture. That's stupid. That doesn't even comprehend my brain. Hurt me so I can release the pain? That does not compute. No. People are really wanting to, they have so much combustion in them. And I've held this energy of what people are feeling like my whole life because we hold the energy on the day that we're born. And so people are going to act like the energy of the day. So if you go back and look at your birthday, any birthday, sum of all parts. I won't even use my birthday. I'll use May 28th. I'll just use May 28th. May 28th, Zodiac. So that's a Gemini. Okay. May 28th. Now, if you know somebody that's born on day 28, and then you look up day in history, it's just a fun little game to play. Who's born on that day? Else. Phil Hartman. He was born on May 28th. And I know people that are born on May 28th. I have someone in mind. I'm not going to say who. And I used to watch SNL with this person that was born on May 28th. And I didn't even know that his birthday was on her birthday until right now. Archbishop of Canterbury declares Henry Boylan, blah, 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 blah. What else happens? The first black regiment of Civil War departs. German government established the automaker to produce the people's car. That's when, see, that's what the military does. They make the vehicle and then get the world to support war by like programming to like the vehicle. They did it with Volkswagen. Do people even know that they used to take the hair, the old models, if you reach under the seats, it might be human hair that they used to insulate the seats. And then later they went to this other material to keep it squishy, so you're not just sitting on springs. Yeah. I used to hang out with Volkswagen, German Nazi enthusiasts, came over here, got their place in the world, and just have been spreading their hate and not much love ever since. Freemasons, I've been in a Freemason ritual at the Masonic Lodge in Redding, California, at the Rainbow, but I didn't want to wear their stupid dresses, so I never went back. People would invite me to do things, and the things they would have me do, I would find a great deal of discomfort and lack of integrity in, and then therefore I wouldn't want to participate anymore. That's why I don't have any friends. It's because I don't like doing what other people like to do. And they don't like doing what I like to do, because I want to feed people that are hungry, and like, you know, like if people want to live on the street, that's fine, but there's always storms and events that come through that you're going to need shelter, and I want to make a place where people can have shelter from that. And I don't care I don't have to like people to make sure they don't die. And people are there's beings of this earth, and they work at the DMV, and they work at agencies. They run things like the VA, and I used to know chicks that just were like half nice to me. They made $120,000 a year back in the early 2010s. And I was barely getting by, and like they're there to support people like me, but like it never trickles down. It's always give it to the people, and then the important people that deem themselves important to top, and then they can divvy it out to. See, I'm always the one that, oh, there's not enough for you. I always get the shitty books, textbooks in school, because people judge books by covers, and I don't. So I'm going through the world, I go by how few people feel. And there's so many people that they feel so bad about themselves, they're likely gonna take that crap out on me, and I'm not gonna be the just go do things to make yourself feel better, and then you don't have to take it out on other people. We go to wars because there's people that feel conflicted within themselves, and they're in positions of power and authority, and they run militaries and governments because they had a lot of money, and they bought their way into every position that they've ever had, or they paid everybody off to I guess that pervy dude Cosby, Bill, the bad eye guy, he just paid out another gazillion dollars. It's all a gazillion dollars because of what he did. More roofies, more of that stuff. They never said that they do. They always do it. They're trash heaps. They can't keep it in their pants. It's a mental abnormality. When people do things to incapacitate others so they could have a good time, like those are the things that should topple governments. Governments should not be built on people that do those things. America has it backwards. They got the wrong idea on who the patriots are and who the white hats are. I quit listening to Jesse Zaboter and all that. Like, I was on their radar, and then I see the loop that they're in. They're in the same loop. They're just getting a new audience, so they get to regroup. I'm just like, dude, you guys benefited, but what are you doing now? What have they done that's different. Maybe go on some vacations. They get to buy a bigger house, get to move here, move there. Like, it's disingenuous when all these truth speakers out here are out here tricking. But I just like, dude, you want to hear my story? Because I went to war. No, we don't want to hear from you. You might call out what frauds we are. We don't want to hear it. Oh, so accountability isn't big in your world, because I built my whole character based on people giving me constructive criticism, and for me going years. You know what? You're absolutely right. I'm a piece of shit. I take care of mom because I didn't want to be a piece of shit that didn't take care of their mom. Because I have all these family members that were pieces of shit that didn't do anything to do me any favor because they're pieces of shit. I didn't want to be like them, so I walked away from a whole career that I built, from enlisting to the military to go to college to go, build this career. And then one day it was like, well, it looks like I can't go apply for jobs anymore because mom isn't eating. Mom isn't drinking water when I leave. Like, so my role in the world changed. I became a human being to a. It doesn't matter what I'm nobody because I don't participate in society in the way that society wants me to participate. I walk around town, give people stickers. That's what I want to do. I want to see people on social media and invite them to Taos, and then I'll show them around Taos. And then I'll tell them about what really Taos is. And, like, you just skip the Pueblo. It's always closed. But you know what? If you want the real dirt about Taos, you want to know why they close it, for their rituals or their whatever, their practices. And clean up and stuff like that, because they don't want you to see. They don't want you to see. Everything's a secret. Everything's a secret. Like, but go to the casino. If you go to the casino, or if you go to Ricky's in the morning about 9 o'clock, and you see how many meals they pick up at Ricky's, because that's where they go to feed the drunken Indians. So if you want, it's related. Go to Ricky's, be there at a time. Usually they're getting a couple, but I've seen them get up to as many as 6 meals. That's 6 people that lost their soul, their spirit, and lost their control. And then they get breakfast on Ricky's, so it's kind of a good deal. So if you want to know how things really are, you got to be prepared to accept the reality of how things are. And I think it's really weird to live in a land that's predominantly indigenous and stuff because mom's Spanish. Mom was from here, so I'm related to a lot of these people. But to come here and then to embrace and take on Christmas and Easter, and just not even caring about knowing what that represents. They even at the library in Taos, they even pay homage to Dr. Seuss, who drove his freaking dear sweet beloved wife to suicide. Dude, straight up, if I just make her so miserable, she'll end herself. And why do they pay homage at the library when only 71% of New Mexico can read? Who's it for? 8 people? But they allocate funds every year. Oh, here it comes again. Dr. Seuss stays at the library. Oh, here he comes again. Barn dance at Taos. I quit going downtown. I used to go downtown, and then it's you got to start navigating through their calendar because they're always putting up the fences, and then they're taking down the fences because they're going to pay the people that live. They're going to charge the people that should have access for free, but then you got to pay to be a part of their little group, and it's also silly. So a bunch of bros at the FO of butt stuff can go out and get time and a half and ride around their little bicycles when crime is just so bad in New Mexico because people just do whatever they want. They're not taught to resist themselves here. Is that what's coming around all over the world, though? Self-will run riot? That's how Babylon happens. You just got a bunch of freaking hungry people just, getting it on the street because they just, the world is just full of lust and they just can't control themselves. So let's go drop bombs and the world's going to be a big old orgy before we know it. Ew. Ew. That's so gross. Marge. Bleh, bleh. Yeah. Born Ian Fleming. The dude that created James Bond was also born on May 28th. That's funny. In 1999, Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper reopened to the public after 2 decades of restoration. That's not really a whole lot. Let's see. My birthday, it's like wars ending and beginning. We did shock and awe on my birthday. I was on Crete in 03. What year did I? So I turned 29. So that's my Saturn return. I spent my Saturn return, Aries Sun, on the island of Crete. Supporting another. See, I don't look at the world like anybody else on the world. People read astrology and they say, in history, a war happened on this day, so a war's gonna happen. And I'm like, these fuckers are sitting around in a table that all used to play Monopoly, Risk, Stratego, all those, all canasta, chess, all those strategy, try to figure out how your opponent's gonna act. And then they grow up and then they make environments where they can do this in real life based on nothing. And then we pay ourselves hazard. Dude, if the American public knew how much money military members made, they would be so pissed off. I'm pissed off for them. For 39 days on the island of Crete, in 2003, I got an extra $1,800 pay. Now, had I been in the cool kids club and got to ride on that plane with the guardsmen out of Santa Bernardino, they grabbed all their buddies and flew out 45 minutes, 30 minutes into Saudi hazardous duty, like, we have no business being there. We're just looking at stuff, though. But what they're doing is they're getting cha-ching, tax-free. And if they did it at the end of March and the beginning of April, they go out, so you're there, you leave in March, and then you're there in April, and then you come back and you get tax-free for 2 months. And hazardous duty pay, you get housing, you get paid for food. My whole time I was there, I lived on cold hot dogs, Oscar Mayer hot dogs, and cheese. I'd go to the commissary and I'd buy cheese and hot dogs, and those are pretty much what I lived on. It was weird. I was looking up the base last night, and it's right next, the base where I was, it was right next to the Hanya base on Crete. It was such a trip. It was so weird to be like in a place where, like, supposedly the mythical gods roam the earth, that have wars in the skies, but I'm seeing how these wars are being played out on earth because people have these energy potentials within themselves, and they're conflicted within themselves, and they can't stop themselves from hurting other people because they're hurt. And that's where we're at the level of that now. And if people can find peace within them, wherever they go, whatever rage, whatever. I try not to have rage within me, and then I'm a Hyoka. I'm a mirror. So whatever they hate about me, I love about me, I see in him, but they hate about themselves. It's just la 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 la. I don't go out much. Mom's consistent. We hang out. Huh, Mom? Yes. Love you, Mom. Yes. I need to go to the store soon. That last mechanic, never take your shit to Metric Motors, man. They fucked my shit up. That's the thing. I don't have any expectation that somebody's gonna be a decent human being to me because I am decent to them. I'll let people screw me over. If I think you're doing a good job, whatever, as long as you're doing a good job, but then I figure out you're screwing me over and then you didn't do the job either. I don't want them screwing over anybody else. I don't want them taking anybody else's money. I would like to see that place closed. I would like to see that place drive past and then ownership change and then somebody that has qualified technicians take over that space. Because there are people that are qualified there now. Front of the house, back of the house, they both suck. That's an era that can close, but it's a great space, so I hope somebody that deserves it gets in there. That's why like people that are so born and raised, like my hometown. Like, what has your town ever really done for you? Because I never lived in a town where the town like took care of me and made sure mom's ass was clean and we had water. Like a town never did nothing. It's the people that make up a town. And when you have a people that have a or they're comfortable in their life because everything they've been given is because it was passed down to them, or everything they don't have is because they didn't play the game or whatever. The family dynamics is weird. I've always looked at it from the outside. The amount of privilege and advantage other people within my own family has had, it's bizarre. It's so weird. My family hates me. Like mom family hated her. They hated her enough to throw her away in an orphanage where terrible things happened. And then she took care of me when I was a little baby, when the whole world just said, get rid of it, 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 get rid of it. And mom said, no, I'm not going to get rid of it. It's my baby. And she did whatever she could to take care of me. And she learned, and she was so smart, and she did the best she could. And then the system broke her. And she had to turn into the protector. And you can't be mommy and protector. You can't. That's not two roles that a woman can take on. You have to, once you get to a point that you become hardcore, you can portray softness, and softness is something that can be genuinely in you. But there's always that hardcore too. So it's always the white and the black wolf. So I give myself rules. I'm blocked from a lot of places. And I'm not real sure as to what the thing I said that it is that gets me blocked. I'm blocked from so many YouTube, like my comments aren't seen. I block people here, but I don't go into other people's houses and shit on their floor. I make obvious points, and the points that I make they don't like, and they don't want others. Oh shit, we don't want the world to know this. How does she know this shit? Cause I got 29 degrees in Gemini and Saturn in my 12th house, and I got 23 degrees Mars, and then my Pisces is what tells me of all the things that I know. Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. They're all those gods, goddesses, gods, goddess. They're all sitting in the stars, and they're telling me. They're telling me, Marge. All of the knowing, because Pisces is all of the signs all bumbled up into one. And so all the knowing from all the signs are constantly giving me these little Easter eggs on how people are and how things are. And then I come here and I share my experience. And I try to listen to people I don't like too. It's like a game. It's like, how spiritually fit are you today, Marge? If you're balanced in your spiritual fitness, then you will have no problem listening to the Leo Cub and his little fucking panel of his buddy panel, his pal panel, his panel of pals. Leo Cubs can never be kings. That dude, he is the most scantily haired Leo I've ever seen. Dude's balding. It's trippy. What kind of spiritual guide am I looking for in 2026? Not one that vapes. I'm not going to look up to somebody that doesn't care enough to take care of their own soul sack. They're not going to be a real, but it doesn't mean I don't like Leos, because Sloan, she's a better representation of a masculine Leo than David Palmer. Because she did more to help her community. She went from the polls to helping kids on the streets. David Palmer went from his ski-doo on the lake, making his little balls tingle, round and round and round and round and round. That is so unuseful. I had an uncle that was a senior class. He rode dirt bikes in the desert. And then one time, he jumped his bike, and it was one of those things where it went like hill, then it flattened out, and then it went hill, and so it was like that, and he misjudged, and so when he jumped, he didn't just give it a little and then go up the next one. He gunned it and then freaking ran directly into the wall and broke the frame of his Yamaha YZ. It was like it was a 490. I knocked it over one time in the garage, and I almost blew my asshole out picking that fucking thing back up so I wouldn't get in trouble. Oh, because I wasn't supposed to be on it. He was doing maintenance, and I wanted a Yamaha YZ 490. I mean, not 490. I think there's a 50 and an 80. I wanted so I was like 12. And we lived in Paso Robles, and I had this great big imaginations this story in my mind about how my parents were going to come together. They hated each other, but they were going to she's been a good kid. She's been through a lot. Let's get her this, we can find one crap one. I'll fix it, whatever. Let's make it happen. And I legit, I legit thought that was the way it was going to go down. And even to the point that Mom said, Marge, when my birthday came, that was 86? I was 12. I was in Paso Robles. She said, Marge, let's go. You have one more present. Because I always got little, sugar-free gum and oranges for my birthday. Because Mom, we didn't have enough money. Or I'd get a sweet from the Sugarless Shack, or a treat. Or I get to watch whatever I wanted on TV all day. My dad would take me out for a steak, baked potato, stuff. That was my birthday presents. And so I was like, oh my God, and I got up, ran out in the backyard, and I was just expecting to see this motorcycle. And I opened the door, and I'm looking, and I'm like, there's no motorcycle, and Mom's just cracking up behind me. And I stop, and I look down, and there's this little toy motorcycle on the ground. And I was just like, I knew I didn't deserve it. I fucking knew it. I knew I'm not worthy of that shit. But you know what? I am, and I went and got my own stuff, and I learned not to ride motorcycles because they're dangerous, and then my sister died on one, so it all worked out for the best. It doesn't make me sad anymore. I just remember how sad it made me then. And I don't want to do stuff and be around people that don't appreciate me as much as I appreciate them. And people, I get it, people are spread thin. I have a bike, but it's not even safe to ride a bike. I used to, in Omaha, I could ride a trail from my house all the way down to past Bellevue to where Mr. Iskey's farm was. I would rather ride a bike miles and miles on a trail because people go around looking for people to hit on bicycles. It's sick. It's bizarre. I don't like this earth that people are making. Every place is trash. I've never been to Denver, and I probably won't go because I didn't go 25, 30 years ago when it was rad. I go after the decline, and now it's a shitty place to be. Just like Portland's a shitty place to be. Just like LA is a shitty place to be because people are miserable because money, 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 money. People are priced out of life. See, and those scare me to death. Those scare me to death. And I pray for all the people that ride those. And I'll put you on the list. You stay up. Like, there's so many people that ride those. And it's not that, like, the person's ability is much. Is the people's ability to ride them that don't have the experience of physics and, like, knowing what to do. See, I grew up putting myself in dangerous situations. And now I'm real good at handling dangerous situations. Like, when I grew up, we would do things like, I would slide on gravel and get on top of my bicycle because we would have contests to see who would have the longest drag marks. And then I would do really dumb things. Like, why did I do that? No, I don't. I used to like BMX, stuff like that. My buddy Wayne, I went to high school with him. He still drives the same Nova that he picked me up in high school. His parents, like, I think his dad died, but his mom's still around. He lives in the house. He moved back home. He went and worked at a bike shop for 25 years in Sacramento. Now he's back in Redding, living the, like, we end up back how we start out in life. We do. It's an evolution. It's a full circle thing. But see, I have the zoomies and I learn by wrecking cars. I learned to take care of my car by blowing the engine because I didn't put oil in it, and it's such an easy remedy to do. Yeah, I'm all for country road. That's why I want to get the buggy, the apocalypse wagon, in order so Mom and we don't have to go into town. We can just go up onto the roads. But then they close them all because they do their weird shit. They don't want to be the annoyance of having to go and, like, pick up after people that can't pick up after. But I pick up after myself, so I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. Anyway, Ma, you getting wakey uppy-ish? Yeah. Ma, you wakey uppy-ish? Yeah. They're getting this that by timing chain, it's 14% off. I've been driving around with my timing 14% off. Like, it's such a good thing that I just learned how to, like, God take care of shit and just tell people don't go to Metric Motors because they'll fuck your shit up. Since I started taking it to this new shop, this is the third time, and this is the first time that I said, like, I was adamant. I said, get Metric spark plugs and cable, get whatever is done in a tune-up, undo that shit and redo it. And then they did it, and what they realized is Metric didn't do what I paid him to do, and so I was freaking, one of my spark plug cables was shorting out, which was it. They've replaced 5 sensors. 2 the last time, 3. The fuel oil exchange sensor that mixes the air and the fuel ratio, so poop, 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 works nice. It's in congruence. Mine was hanging on by a wire. So the ratio, it was going from 70 degrees to -40 and back up again. It was so fucked. Like, did they sabotage my shit? Because they didn't fix it. So I wonder, what are you guys up to over there, Juan? Don, what are you guys up to over there? You guys fucking people's shit up so they keep bringing it back, and maybe we could sort this out. No. It can't be sorted out. We're beyond that. Now, I just don't want one person to go to you. I want one person to give me a thumbs up on my review on Google for Metric Motor and Taos. Thumbs up for that review. Because they fucking knew. I told them I was autistic. I told them I was nacho neurotypical. I gave them cookies. I bought them pizza for the whole shop. All 5 employees. It doesn't matter if you treat people good, they will still screw you over. It doesn't stop me from being decent to people. It won't stop me. I'm just gonna freaking. Hopefully, other decent people will heed my warning and not give them any kind of money because they suck and go give it over to Taos Off-Road Performance. Because he wants to figure shit out for you. And I was wrong when I went to Metric before. It was either them. I said, I'll take it here or there. And I said, let me try Metric. And I tried Metric and I learned from my own mistakes. I don't see it like the ones with the. I read the reviews a lot. I'm big on reviews because that's all I got. And they're like, oh well, he's this and he. I'm like, I don't. It doesn't matter. The guy knows what he's doing. The guy knows what he's doing. He has mechanics that know what he's doing. The world is hung up on having to like people in order to do business with them. And if people don't like somebody in Taos, they're gonna charge you 4 times as much just because they'll screw you over one time, even if you never come back again. Instead of being a quality, ethical work ethic and then having a repeat customer, they'll just like, well, let's get them as long as we can. And then if they quit coming, that's all right because we got them for all that. People are backwards, man. So many self-serve. Ugh. That's all right. We're almost there, Mom. We're almost to a place where we're gonna go out there and show them how it's done. Yeah, because you got to take care of the people at the bottom. You got to take care of the people that stink, smell like poop. You know why they do that? Because they don't got no place to take a shower. So I want to see a place in Taos where travelers can. I mean, shit, they freaking put millions of dollars into skating rinks. So what? 12, 20, 100 people can use it? Like millions of dollars for 100 people? Millions of that's misallocated funds. So I'm gonna see if I can help people talk me into making a place where travelers can come park their van, do maintenance if they want to on their own shit, you know, take showers, do laundry, you know, because they're not gonna be here, so we might as well be more friendly to people that are passing through. Isn't that what community and building up community? Because like we have so much, we're so grateful for our wonderful lives that we've been given, for going out and do nothing for generations. So we're going to exude our gratitude and our appreciation and open our space up to you as you're passing through. Isn't that a better attitude to have? Wouldn't that be a better way to live? So I'm not gonna let Taos change me. I'm changing Taos. So I'm making a place where people on social media, that if they want to come and do a review on Taos, and I'll show them around John Dunn Bridge. We can do the Enchanted Circle. Mom likes to go on it. It's always like a new time for her. Take you up to Cuesta. We could go put flowers on Zorro Ranch, whatever you wanted. If you want to go farther south to Albuquerque, all that, you know, we'll hook you up for a ride. You can take a car and go take yourself off, you know. Because I just don't need to travel no more. But I love to hear stories from other people in their travels. I would love to be, like, I think Santos Bonacci, he's First Deacon Aries. He would dig coming here to look at the stars from Taos. He sees them. I've seen the stars from where he is. He's down by Tulum someplace. I've been to Tulum. I've seen the stars as he's seen them. I don't think he's ever been to Taos. He came from Oregon. I was from Oregon. I've seen the stars where Santos Bonacci saw them from Oregon. I was there in 2017 when the eclipse happened. I don't do eclipses no more. So I think it would be cool if he came here. Dude would like the historical part about this place, like where the giants roamed. Up in Cuesta, north of that. They're still sleeping in the mountains there. Don't you worry. Just they might wake up. Then, for him to see because the skies here, I lived all over, and this is like the place, like I thought the skies in Arizona were going to be like what they are here, and they fell short. And then when I got here, I was like, oh, these are the skies that I've been looking for. Even when I lived in Nebraska, the skies were pretty dope, but I lived in the city, so I couldn't see as much. But I knew people that had cabins and would go camping, and I'd go out and look at the stars, you know. And now I live in it. Now I walk out 5, 10 feet. I'm looking at the Milky Way. It's dope. And I think other astrologers would love to come and see this perspective. And homeboy, there's the I know where the house is where freaking the pervy dudes that made Dennis Hopper, like they were Epstein and young girls back then on movie sets. It's never not been like this. People are just now figuring out that this is how the earth is run by perverts and weird stuff, and then they make rules and regulations to keep everybody else in line while they're all dumb sons of bitches. Look at all of them doing what we tell them not to do, but we're lurking in the darkness doing ourselves. You ready to get up, Ma? It's about I got for now. Thanks for hanging